Hello and welcome to Sunflower Philosophy Tarot. My name is Juliana, and today I am bringing just a quick little message of encouragement from Spirit, the universe, whoever, because I felt like getting a quicker reading out this week. Got some family stuff going on, so I don't have as much time this week, and I have some other readings that are going to take a lot longer for me to complete. So in the meantime, I felt like we could all use a little bit of encouragement today, but this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find this, I trust that the messages that come through will be what's meant for you at this time. So as always, please use your own discernment, take what's for you, leave anything that's not. You know yourself and your situation best, and really my intention is just to bring forward what is the most encouraging thing for you right now. So whatever you most need to hear, that's my intention. I have 4 groups. We have these 4 quote cards. I will show you the pictures, but the quotes are on the back. We'll get into those in the reading. I've also pre-pulled all the cards for this reading, so I won't be shuffling anything on camera. I just want to keep it brief, and you know, if you've watched my other readings, I do like to talk, so. All right, so let me show you the groups. So we have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So you can feel free to go select your group just before you go. If you're interested, I'm going to do a little centering exercise right now. So if you would like to follow along with that before you go to your group, then feel free to stick around. Otherwise, the timestamps are in the description and in the pinned comment, so, you know, have at it. But those of you who are sticking around, let us get comfortable. Or if you're, doing some activity or you're walking around, you can still follow along. But for those of you who can, please find a comfortable seated position. And we're just going to take a couple of minutes here to tune into our breath and relax, get clear, feel more at peace. And also, my intention is that if you are participating in this, it'll also help you feel more in tune with yourself and more in tune with whatever messages are truly meant for you in this reading, so that you can just relax and know that whatever you're hearing is truly meant for you. So let's turn our attention to our breathing. And just notice your breath, notice how it feels. You may start to allow your breath to slow down, to deepen a bit. Just gently settle in to your body. And when you're ready, you can turn your attention to your heart space. So just drop your attention into your chest, even focus on your heart itself if you feel called to. And notice any sensations that may arise there. And if you feel called to, you can name those sensations, or if you don't, just simply allow them to be and allow them to flow through you. And you may feel called to imagine that you are breathing through your heart. So you are inhaling through your heart and exhaling through your heart space. You can place your hands over your heart if you desire, or simply allow them to rest wherever they are. And just sit with this a moment. Continue to allow whatever sensations arise in you to be there. And those of you who feel called, you may also desire to call to mind something, someone, an experience, a place, anything that brings a feeling of love and appreciation or gratitude or peace, whatever you would like to experience right now. You can call that to mind. And notice what sensations arise in your heart space when you do. And allow that feeling to grow and become stronger. You can even just allow the sensation by itself, without any images in particular. You can just simply allow that sensation to grow and continue and expand. And know that you can always return to this space, to your heart space, to focusing on your breathing or to breathing through your heart or to this feeling of appreciation. This practice is available to you whenever you need to feel a little bit more centered, whenever you would like to move into your body. It can help you really get out of your head and really start to see things from a new perspective. So whenever you're feeling like that's what you need to do, it can also help just calm your nervous system down. So feel free to just drop into that practice whenever you want to, but also you can continue to keep bringing your attention back to your heart space and to your breath throughout the reading as you listen or throughout the rest of your day. And I hope that you feel just more centered and a bit more at peace as well at this time. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me for that practice. And now, if you're ready, you can go select your group and I will see you over in your reading. Hi, Group 1. If you selected this card right here, then you're in the right place. And this is your reading, which is just going to be a brief message of encouragement for you. So I'm going to read this quote first, and then we'll go through all of your cards and we'll talk about what is coming through. So this quote says, "When we hear tell of a great act or a great life, whether it be contemporary or a myth from the past, it reminds us of who we truly are. Warriors fighting to overcome and dispel our personal and collective fears." And this is from The Gene Keys by Richard Rudd. So I don't know if I know enough about the Gene Keys to explain that to you, but if that's something that you are, you know about and you're aware of, you can consider that confirmation. But also, if you want to look into what that is, maybe it'll be helpful for you. But regardless, we also have the song "I Know It Hurts" by Alter Bridge, and this says, "Though you lost your way, now is not forever, but I know your pain. We all fall sometimes, you're not the first, but I know it hurts. Yeah, I know it hurts. In the end, you'll find what you deserve. Still, I know it hurts. I know it hurts." So, yeah. And we also have a tarot card for you. We have the Two of Strength, which is also the Two of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. And then we also have an angel card for you, which says, "Aurora, you are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example." Okay, so, well, I feel it's interesting. I'm actually going to read the little note in the booklet for the Two of Strength before we move forward, because it's a bit of a mixed energy right now, and I do feel maybe a lot of you are feeling a lot of mixed emotions, or a mix of, you're experiencing like a mix of experiences right now, which might be overwhelming or even confusing, or just, we'll get into it. Let's see, Two of Strength in this deck says, "Growing and making progress toward a future goal. Enjoy discovering what you love to do." Okay, so I feel like a lot of you are on the cusp of something really big right now, or you have really big dreams that you're working to bring to fruition. And it's interesting because this is a group where they really want to emphasize right now your greatness, and they want to remind you who you truly are. I think some of you just need a reminder of who you truly are and how much bigger you are than whatever you're experiencing right now. Because for some of you, you might feel a little bit lost. Or you might feel like there's been a lot of ups and downs lately in your journey. And there might be some painful things that are either coming up for you right now or you're going through in your life right now. So there's an acknowledgement with the song, I Know It Hurts, and an acknowledgement that wherever you're at, you might be experiencing some painful emotions or some painful things that are happening in your life. And there's an acknowledgement of that pain. There's an acknowledgement and a validation of that, and saying that that we know it's been difficult, that you've been through some painful things, and that it doesn't always feel easy. And they're reminding you of also, I feel like you have made a lot of progress in your life in terms of overcoming your personal fears, overcoming anything that you've been through in the past. So a reminder of what you've already managed to overcome, and an assurance that you are on your way to breaking through to a new level of self-knowledge is what I just heard. And though there might be parts of your journey right now that are still difficult or painful, you are more than capable of pulling through. And you are also potentially, like I said, on the cusp of like real greatness. And there might actually be a mix of things going on in your life right now where there are some things that you feel really great about, and maybe even some things that are starting to take off or that you are very hopeful for. And then other things that are difficult and that you might feel like are blocking you at times, or that just might bring you down. Like it might be a very mixed feeling of happiness and sadness, right? You might have one area of your life where things are amazing or something new is coming about that could be great and could be wonderful. And then you might also have other things in your life that are falling apart or falling away or just aren't going well. And so it's the acknowledgement that both, yes, those things that might be falling away or that might be causing turbulence for you right now are painful, and that it's okay to feel that way sometimes and to feel that pain, and to feel discouraged at times. It's also reminding you that the good things, the great things that you're achieving or that are just happening for you, that are happening around you, are also there. They're also valid, and that you have really made it through a lot. And you will continue to, you're still growing, you're still evolving. Nothing that's happening right now around you should discourage you. Even if you feel that way sometimes, it's not meant to discourage you. It's not meant to knock you off your path. You are on your path, and you're really coming into your own, even through whatever is going on right now. And especially like with your flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon be inspired by your example. I'm taking that to mean as well that if there are a lot of things going on in your life that are difficult, or maybe some of the things that are happening that have been difficult for you and maybe even painful have been to do with other people in your life. So there might be other people who are feeling down while you are looking to move into this bright future, right? And so while you might feel like you have one foot in like the old world and one foot in the new world, one foot in some dark pain or some difficulties or other people's struggles that you're hoping to attend to and help with, and then one foot in a future where you feel really good about your life, about yourself, and about where you're headed. And so this is acknowledging the kind of duality that we can experience in those times, and sometimes we can find it hard to embrace our greatness while at the same time holding space for people around us who are struggling. And this is a reminder that you are allowed to also feel good about your life. You're allowed to feel good about where you're at and who you are, no matter what anyone else is feeling around you. And in fact, you feeling good about your life and stepping into your power is helpful to people, no matter where they're at in their life. Like, it's helpful to see people who are empowered, because that is empowering for others. And so don't fight your greatness. Don't fight your potential and your promise, and don't fight the good things that are coming to you just for the sake of other people, because actually the way that you be there for people and help other people is by stepping into your greatness. And I feel like there's a lot of amazing things that you've been working on and that are coming to fruition for you that you're being asked to hold space for both, for all the things that have been difficult and painful up till now, and all the things that are amazing and that are working out and that are coming to you. It's like everything is working out for you. But also, like, it's okay to hurt. It's okay to have days where you're not feeling that power, but keeping in mind that even when you're feeling that way, even when you're feeling disempowered or feeling like things are really up and down and you're in a down moment, just know that like you're on that path to more consistent confidence and empowerment, and you don't have to take the darker days as a bad sign. Like, it's all part of that journey. And so the more that you can just lean into that and allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling and experience whatever you're experiencing, and not take it as a discouragement, but rather take it as part of the journey that's bringing you to where you need to be, just the smoother things will go from here on out. And I want to read your angel card now as well. So let me find Aurora in the booklet. Okay, so you are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend, because others will soon become inspired by your example. Yes, you can really inspire people. Your intentions have created an upward trend in your life. New opportunities are coming your way, and your inner and outer self radiates this positive growth. You may worry that others will be jealous of your current and forthcoming success, so you will be sensitive about discussing your achievements. You may also worry about the future, about where your new path is taking you. You may wish for a guarantee of future success. I am here to help you enjoy the present and process of your new venture. Trust that each moment is taking care of itself. God is always taking care of you, and He always will. Ask me to help you stay focused on the now and to let go of the worry habits so that you can enjoy these gifts. Gratitude is essential right now to keep your flight at a high altitude. Yeah. So again, you don't have to feel like high on life every moment. You don't have to feel amazing every moment, but this is an assurance that you are really trending in a positive direction, in a great direction, and no matter what other people are going through around you, your success and your continued growth and development will inspire and help others. So don't resist it, just lean into it and keep going. And also, I just wanted to say, I don't know, maybe for some people here, they need to hear this, but I know this guidebook, like, we talk about angels and it uses God and stuff like that. I want to say that can be whatever, like, embodiment of like source or the universe or whatever you want it to be. You don't have to, it's not necessarily referring to a specific God of any religion or anything like that. So you can take that to mean like whatever kind of higher power you have faith in, or the oneness of the universe, whatever you want it to embody. All right. So some of you might have just needed to hear that so that you can receive the message and know that it's for you. Without getting too worried about, semantics and stuff like that. Just know that you are supported and that everything is working out for you, but, let yourself feel what you need to feel through your journey, and allow others to be where they are and to feel empathy for that, while still maintaining your own assuredness about where you're going and what you're doing, and allowing yourself to feel good about your life when you actually truly feel called to, and when you do really feel good, like the song, I Know It Hurts. You can say from your place that you're in now, looking at other people who might be in places that you've been before in your life, you can say, hey, listen, I know it hurts. I know how it feels, and you'll find your way out. I did too. And I can offer you support and I can offer you help. And you can do that because you've been where you've been and now you are where you are, right? So you can appreciate where you've been as much as you can appreciate where you are now, without, feeling guilty about it or feeling bogged down by, other people's situations. It's like you're where you are for a reason, so you can help other people and reach out your hand to them and show them that you are someone who's had a similar experience and who knows how it feels, and then also knows the way out. So I hope that resonated. That was a really lovely message. So it sounds like whatever you guys are doing, whatever you're working on, whatever you've been planning, or whatever's coming to fruition for you is really amazing and going to help a lot of people. And also, like anything that you've been dealing with or going through, I have a lot of empathy for that, and I feel for you, and I hope that, that also passes soon and things get a lot lighter for you, just as the sun comes out. I don't know if you can tell, but the sun just started to come up a bit. It was cloudy before, so yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and if you feel called, please like, comment, subscribe. I would love to hear how this resonated, and you can check out our site, sunflowerphilosophy.com, for more information about our tarot, hypnosis, and human design services. And no matter who you are or where you are or when you're watching, I hope that you have a wonderful life, and I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye! Hi, Group 2. If you selected this card, then you are in the right place, and this is your encouraging little message from Spirit today. So first, I'll read the quote on the back of this card. Actually, it says, I really do like listening to stuff that's happened to other people. I guess that's why I like to read. And this is from That Was Then, This Is Now by S.E. Hinton. So reading might be significant for you. You might be a reader yourself, or you might be being called to do some reading now, or get back into reading if that's something that you've not done for a while. And then we also have a song card here. We have Paper Bag by Fiona Apple, and this says, hunger hurts and I want him so bad, oh it kills, 'cause I know I'm a mess he don't want to clean up. I gotta fold 'cause these hands are too shaky to hold. Hunger hurts but starving works when it costs too much to love. This is, I already said it's Paper Bag by Fiona Apple, which I know the lyrics are a bit of a downer. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. But it's a very good song. She's got a great voice. It's a good song. So you might enjoy listening to that. And we also have a tarot card. We have the Three of Wisdom, which is the Three of Cups. This is the D&D tarot deck, so that's why it's a little different. And we also have an angel card for you. We have Chantal with new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. So see, if you were a little worried about that message right there, never fear. Chantal is here. Oh God. I hope that you can see that, by the way. I think there might be a glare from the ring light, but we'll talk. We'll read from the booklet. Don't worry, you won't miss any messages. So let's also read from the little booklet for the Three of Wisdom, Three of Cups, just because I really love the succinct little messages that this D&D booklet has. It says, taking time to celebrate the simple joy of aliveness with your friends. Okay. So I feel like your encouraging message here today is about your relationships. It's definitely an encouraging message about your relationships. And I feel for a lot of you, we have this energy up here. So I feel like for a lot of you, you might be used to living in your head when it comes to your relationships. You might do a lot of fantasizing. You might even, for some of you, if you are readers, you might really enjoy, reading romance novels and reading about other characters who have amazing friendships and relationships and things like that you don't always see reflected in your current reality. And there even could be someone specific who you've been really fixated on or really have a lot of strong feelings for, or in the past you might have really gotten in your head when it comes to romantic relationships and gotten really maybe even obsessive or really attached in a way that didn't feel healthy, or maybe just wasn't conducive to the kind of relationship that you truly want. And I don't want any of that to be discouraging, because this is encouraging messages. So these wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a reason to encourage you in this area. Because with the Three of Wisdom and Chantal, I do feel okay, if you have been stepping into an energy where, first of all, you've been feeling more hopeful about your friendship and romantic prospects, take whatever resonates as well. If you're not looking for romance, maybe it's just friendships. If you're not looking for friendships, but if you've got great friendships, but you're looking for more of romance, whatever. But in general, I think in your relationships, you're really, if you've been feeling more hopeful in that area, even if you've been meeting new people, or if you've been looking forward to, some of you might even have a move coming up, or a new job or something where you're going to be around a lot of new people. This is an encouragement that yes, you will or are or have been meeting people who are really on a new level from the people that you maybe have engaged with in the past, in the sense that, like, if you've had trouble forming strong friendships or relationships, that's changing, and you are opening yourself up, and you're being encouraged to open yourself up to people and to be curious about the people around you, and to start having more fun and just being lighter and more playful with your relationships. And I do feel like this is imminent for a lot of you. Like, this has been something that you've maybe been actively working towards, is getting yourself ready to be more comfortable in deep friendships or deep romantic relationships. You might have done a lot of inner work on yourself, and maybe part of the time that you spent, because here's the thing, right? We can beat ourselves up for being like, oh, I live in my head, I'm just like, I'm always fantasizing, or I prefer books to real life, or I'd rather obsess about someone who isn't in my life anymore than like live in my life and like meet new people. And we can be hard on ourselves for those times in our life if that's something that you resonate with experiencing, but like, those can serve us. And I feel like you've taken the stories that you love, you've taken the relationships that you've had, or the ones that you've imagined, or the ones that have really even like been painful for you, or just like been non-reciprocal. Like, for a lot of you, you might have had relationships where it felt very one-sided, or you were doing a lot of the work, or maybe you've even had unrequited like experiences of unrequited love or things like that. And I feel like you've taken those experiences and you've really done a lot of introspection, and you've gotten curious about yourself, and you've studied, where that any like kind of like attachment or obsession comes from, any kind of insecurities that you might be harboring around relationships, anything that might be getting in your way of becoming closer with the people around you. And you've really done a lot of amazing work to break down those barriers. And so for some of you, you might already have started experiencing the fruits of this in the sense of having developed one or more of your friendships or relationships in your life into something deeper, and this is encouraging you to continue doing that, and also letting you know, some of you really need to hear that none of your time has been wasted time, because you've made sure that everything that's happened in your life has been worthwhile in some way, because you've made something out of it, right? Like, you've taken your experiences and you've learned and you've processed and you've moved on, and you've done an amazing job. Ooh, this is very encouraging. You've done an amazing job at moving through whatever you've gone through when it comes to your relationships, and getting yourself into this space where you can now welcome in relationships in a new way in your life, and experience people in a new way that you had trouble doing before, because you had some things that you naturally had to work through, that like, that's part of life. We all have our things, right? That where we have a desire we want, but then we come up against something within ourselves that's like blocking us, some kind of resistance, some kind of pattern that just keeps getting in our way. And that's when we know, okay, this is something that is meant to be here, because I'm meant to learn through it and understand life differently through it. But then you get to the other side of it and you're like, okay, with that understanding, I can now go forward and have an even better experience than I once thought possible. And I feel like a lot of you are like, if you're not in that space yet, you're like getting there, right? Like you're like right on the cusp. And like some of you are like even just moving into a new romantic or friendship cycle right now with someone new. And this is an encouragement that you can continue moving in that direction. And you are a different person. Some of you really need to hear that you are a different person than you used to be. And you are capable of really fun, really loving relationships that are really deep and are exactly what you want. Like, you're capable of bringing that into your life. So no matter what happens, no matter who comes into your life or what they do or what they say, you are very solid in yourself, right? And if you don't feel that way yet, you will feel that way soon. And if you do feel that way, you can trust that. You've done a lot of work and it's really going to pay off, and it's really paying off. So I'm just going to read from the Angel booklet on Chantal. So Chantal, what do you have to add to this message about this new romance that's imminent or possibly happening right now if you've already met someone? or started something. Again, could be romantic, could be friendship. I do believe this is in the relationship area of your life, however. Even could be your relationship with yourself. But so you new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Yes. Oh, it is safe to give and receive love is something that you might need to hear. Hi, that's something that I've needed to hear in my life as well. And that might be something that you've been learning. And I feel like you're really moving into a space where you're feeling safer to do so. But even if you're still working on that, just be patient with yourself. You're doing a great job. You have been hungering for more romance and passion, and your prayer is answered. I am a romance angel, and I'm here to help you. New love is on its way to you, and you can open the door to this romance by opening your heart. The more that you welcome new love with open arms, the more romance will come your way. This also means that you must express yourself romantically toward your partner. Be candid about your feelings and intentions. Be playful, like we angels are. Yeah, playfulness in that 3 of Cups, definitely. And most of all, be openly loving with your partner as a way of encouraging the flow of romance to return to you. I will give you guidance along the way, and it may involve actions that seem unrelated to romantic love. That's important. Yet you will know it is me who encourages you to join a gym, enroll in an evening class, or meet a new friend. For example, my trademark characteristic is that I create a very strong feeling in your heart, and then I surround it with warmth, like I'm giving you a big hug. The more that you follow my guidance, the faster the romance will be delivered to you. Yeah, so like any intuitive nudges that you get, any like feelings in your heart, like warm, tingly feelings, you could take that as a good sign. And also, like the heart centering little exercise that I did at the beginning of this, I don't know if you stuck around for it, but that is something like that can help you get more into your heart space and really know like what your heart is saying to you and get more connected to that. Doing that exercise, like just breathing through your heart and even imagining something or someone or an experience that helps you feel warmth and appreciation. Doing that experience more regularly can help tap you into your heart more and help you trust more and feel your intuition more and like be in your body rather than your head. Because a lot of the times if we're too in our head, I feel like there's a lot of maybe past energy of being in a place of overthinking and overthinking about, the people that you're with or even about yourself and your own worthiness and maybe even thinking that you're not worth, loving or you're too messed up to love or some things like that. Like any darkness like that's been in your past and been in your energy around relationships, like that's just noise in your head, right? So sometimes you need to get into your body and get more comfortable in that, and that will help you feel safer. Once you learn how to feel safe in your body, you'll feel safer being closer with other people and knowing and trusting your intuition and trusting your ability to open up to other people and to love other people without fear, and you don't have to be 100% comfortable in order to move towards new relationships or experiences, but it can help you to work on that along the way. So you can help your process become smoother, but you also don't have to wait until you're like, oh my God, I'm 100% confident, just go for it, just go for it, but also like be gentle with yourself. You can be cautious, you can take things slow, but you can also trust that you've done a lot of work already. I really feel like a lot of people have done a lot of work already, and you are ready to open your heart to a new level of connection with other people around you, in whatever way that you want that, and whatever way that comes to you. So it's really cool. It's really nice. I actually was feeling some of that warmth and tingliness when I was reading from that booklet. So I do hope this is very encouraging for you. Congrats on whatever connections you're welcoming into your life or you're renewing or deepening in your life. It seems like things are going really well, and you can trust yourself. So trust yourself. You've done a lot of good work. So that is all I have for you in this reading. I hope that was helpful. I hope that resonated. Please let me know in the comments, or also you could like and subscribe if you feel called to. You can check out our site, sunflowerphilosophy.com, for more information about our tarot, human design, and hypnosis services. And no matter who you are or where you are or when you're listening to this, I hope you have a wonderful life. And I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye! Hi, Group 2. If you selected this card, then you are in the right place, and this is your encouraging message from Spirit, which should be, hopefully, pretty quick. And I'm going to read your quote, and then we'll get into the rest of your cards. So this quote says, "Do you understand? For you, reality is not an external condition. For you, reality is a decision." I'm going to read that again. Do you understand? For you, reality is not an external condition. For you, reality is a decision. Okay, felt like that was really important to read that twice. This is from Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater. And we also have this song, Isolation by Alter Bridge. 2 Alter Bridge songs came out in this reading, and one for another group, so that's interesting. That other group might be significant to you. I think it was group 1. So Isolation says, "Isolation brings you to the end until you love again. Isolation, if you could only see what will come to be." And then it continues, "Maybe you'll find a life you can live and learn to love along the way and make things better." We also have a tarot card for you. We have the 10 of Strength, which corresponds with the 10 of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And we have an angel card as well. We have Serena, which says, "I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith." Excellent. So, already some encouraging messages here. So I feel like this message is a lot about like manifestation. For some of you, you might really be into the concept of like quantum reality, like hopping, like timeline hopping and things like that, which I've started to hear more about lately, honestly, myself, and I wouldn't say that I'm an expert or anything on what that means, but for those of you for whom that's a thing, or who are just feeling more empowered in your reality, or who are wanting to feel more empowered in your reality, this is an encouragement for you to really internalize the concept that reality is a decision for you. Like, you really do create your world, and you are really capable of like everything, really internalizing the fact that everything that you have in your life right now, and the way that you experience your life right now, is something that you have created. And through that knowledge and understanding and acceptance, becoming a more conscious, decisive creator each and every single day. And I'm also going to read from the little booklet for the 10 of Strength, 10 of Wands, because I do feel like some of you might be feeling a little bit burdened right now, or you might be learning how to release some burden. So this says, making sure to speak up. Don't try to do it all. Delegate responsibility where you can. Express yourself. Yes. Okay. So as part of being like an empowered being who like really does feel like you are in control of creating your reality, because you are, when you're stepping more and more into that, there could be like an adjustment period where you feel isolated. You might feel alone. Some of you might have this feeling of like, okay, I create my reality. Great. But like, okay, like, so now I've got to like do all these things. I've got to like really, take on all these tasks, and like, I have to be the one to do everything. And you might feel a lot of pressure, even just like metaphysical pressure, in the sense of feeling like you have to like maintain the perfect mood, the perfect routine. Everything has to be perfect all the time, like by a certain, and you have to figure out like all the steps you need to take and like figure everything out. And like, you might be very in your head, and you might be feeling a little disconnected and a little bit alone, because you're not necessarily asking for help right now from the universe, from the angels, or like you're not trusting in a part of you that goes beyond the conscious part of you that like is in your everyday existence, if that makes sense. So like, if you believe in God, or you communicate with gods or spirits or deities or the universe or source or whatever, like really trusting in and really asking for support from those entities, those beings, and like the greater existence of the universe, and trusting, like just like leaning into trust that when you make a decision to move towards a specific reality, that everything is working with you. Everything is working with you. So you simply make the decision, and then you get centered with yourself, and then you act on your in the moment inspirations, on your passions, on what brings you energy. And you focus on also taking care of yourself. So if you feel like you're getting burned out or worn down at any moment, or you're feeling the need to rest, or you're feeling the need to take a step back, to meditate, to do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, you do that without questioning whether or not like that's right for you. It's like, if you're feeling that way, that's what you need to do for yourself. And then, taking action specifically from a space where you feel clear and you feel inspired and you feel passionate, right? Because you're trusting that anything that needs to get taken care of is getting taken care of by the universe, and that you won't miss opportunities that are meant for you, and you won't forget to do things that you're meant to do. Everything will get done. So like you might be working on building trust with a sense of something greater than you that like has more capacity to like see everything and to keep track of things for you, so you don't feel so alone. Yeah. And for a lot of you, you might be coming out of time of isolation. You might be really starting to feel this connection with the greater universe. You might really be starting to feel like you might just be coming online to a greater sense of awareness of like who you are and how powerful you are. And so you might just need some encouragement that you can continue to lean into this energy, and you can continue to build trust with yourself and build trust with your intuition, because your intuition will tell you, what steps are yours to take, and when you can just sit back and relax and like not worry. I mean, honestly, worrying about anything and getting in your head about anything is not necessary, but it might be a state that you enter into from time to time, and that's fine and that's normal. And you will know you can build ways of working with yourself during times when you feel very in your head, maybe very anxious, you have these feelings in your body. You'll find ways to work with yourself and to return yourself to a state of centeredness, knowing that worry is not necessary to get anything done. Like, worry is not going to help you. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily going to hurt you, but more that you can trust that when you're worrying, when you're actively in like a state that's really heightened, you can always bring yourself to a more centered state before you act. So if you can always remember that, like that the thoughts that are going through your head when you're feeling heightened aren't the truth, but they're more the perception you're coming from because your nervous system is like really firing and your mind is going, along with it. And bring yourself to a more centered space and know that you don't have to act from a space of worry, even though that's like when you might feel the most pressure to act. You can always come back to yourself first before you act, right? And that's trusting, building trust with yourself, building trust with the universe, that you can live from a state that's less burdened. And because like worry is often like you're worried about things, you're feeling burdened by the universe, you're feeling burdened by life because you feel like you have to take care of so many different things and you can't remember everything and you're just like go, rushing. And that's what this 10 of strength can remind me of. And so this is really reminding you that like whatever you need is coming to you. And so you don't even worry about worrying, but more like notice it and notice like, hey, whatever I need is still coming towards me. I'm still doing everything I need to do to achieve that. And so when I notice myself feeling tired or burdened, I can take a break, I can take a step back and know that I can simply get myself into a mind space that will allow me to experience the arrival of whatever abundance is coming to you that you've manifested, that you're working with the universe on. Experience the process of that from a more happy, centered state, a more content state. And because yeah, it's like, don't even think about, am I in a good mood or a bad mood? Like, if I'm in a bad mood, will that mess up my manifestation or whatever? If that's, how you're thinking of it. Don't even think like that. Like, you don't need to worry about that because it's less about, will this mess up the thing that's coming to me? And more about, can I enjoy the process of this thing coming to me? Can I just like enjoy every moment of my life without fearing that I'm going to miss something, I'm going to misstep, or that something is going to fall through, or that I'm not going to get what I need when I need it? Just like reframing the whole process as everything working towards bringing you what you asked for, so that you also don't even feel like you need what you asked for in the moment, because you're just enjoying that moment, right? Like you don't feel like you need something outside of yourself to be content, to be secure. And this Serena card is reassuring you that like you will receive the money that you need. And so, you know, that for some of you, this might be very specifically about money. But it also just can be about abundance in general, which can come in many shapes and sizes and forms. And it's just a feeling of like having enough, being enough, more than enough, having an abundance of love, of relationships, of people, of connections, of experiences, of opportunities, that you don't feel like you need to rush towards anything or push towards anything, because you simply know that everything is always like working out for you. Everything is always coming to you in the perfect time. Like you have more than enough around you. So even if something appears to pass you by, like you miss quote unquote an opportunity, I feel abundant. So you know that there's always another one around the corner that will be just as good, if not even better, you know? And when you feel that way, you just feel freer to take steps from a place of peace and a place of excitement and interest in the moment, because you're not worried about like messing anything up, because you can't really mess anything up, you know? That's just a mindset. And so you can just slowly move yourself towards a mindset that is more embracing of whatever moment you're in, and embracing of the abundance that's already around you, and of the feeling of just feeling like, yeah, I will always have enough. I will always have more than enough. I will always be enough. And, you know, just keep your eyes open and allow opportunities to pop up. And then you can decide, that's for me, that's not for me. Ooh, I like that. Let's see where that goes. And just have more fun with it. Yeah, like I feel like there's a lightening here that's happening for you. And you're being encouraged to really step into your power. I'm going to read from the angel booklet, see what else Serena has to say to us here. Serena. Let's see. No, that's Rosetta. Okay. God is the source of all your good. Release all of your cares. Release all of your cares and worries to me, and I will bring them directly to God. The more that you surrender this situation to heaven, the more open you become. Your openness, like outstretched arms, welcomes the gifts that we bring you. When you worry, however, it closes you down, and it then becomes more difficult for us to deliver your gifts. You don't notice your gifts, or you push them away. God's infinite creativity means that your financial support will come in unexpected ways. One of the reasons why you worry is because you don't know how your money will be delivered, or, you know, whatever else you're looking for. You can release these worries by completely relying on God's wisdom and care. Notice your repetitive thoughts, feelings, and ideas. They are our way of communicating divine guidance to you. As you follow these divine directives, your supply comes to you on the wings of angels without delay or reservation. The more that you can relax and trust, the faster we can bring these gifts your way. Yeah. So it's like you're being encouraged to decide, to step into your power, to feel like, yeah, I decide my reality, and also to relax into that and to trust and to bring yourself from a place of disconnectedness and isolation into a place of connectedness, where you find a life you can live and learn to love along the way and make things better, just like the song says. And for those of you who maybe are feeling like the heaviness of the burden right now, maybe feeling more of that isolation, like this isn't as much a past energy, but it's really a present energy that you feel a little bit weighed down by. This song also, like it's very much an acknowledgement of that experience, and it's like an I see you, we see you, we understand that's where you've been, that's how you felt. And it's also acknowledging like this song to me, it's like, and the whole album, even the song from Group 1 as well that came up, is like kind of about like, I know your pain, I see your pain, I've been there, but I also know that you can make it out of that. Like I know what it's like to be there and then move through that and come out on the other side. More empowered, feeling better, knowing how to make my life better, and like learning to love again. Like it's part of the process, and you've just been in that part of the process, and now you're ready to start releasing that burden and stepping out into the part of the process where you feel freer, you're learning and growing in a way that helps you feel lighter, feel more abundant, and feel like you have a lot of love and a lot of everything around you that you always do is always there, but you just don't always feel it. And so this is just an encouragement that, you know, you're right on the cusp of that. And you're also being encouraged to just like, even if you don't feel it right away, even if you don't feel that connection, setting the intention to connect more, to release, you know, just like release things to God, or quote unquote, like God, the universe, source, whatever, like release things to just like surrender it, you know, just let it go. It doesn't matter who you feel like you're surrendering it to. If you have a specific entity or being or focus that you use to let go of things and take things off your plate, or if you just like need to just like feel like I'm just gonna let it go, like I just can't worry about it anymore in general. Whatever it takes for you to surrender. It doesn't matter who you're talking to or not talking to. It's just that act of doing that will, you know, it's just like, it's time to take the weight off your shoulders, you know. It's time to really feel powerful and lighter. Yeah, and lighter. Just like let Serena take care of it for you. She's like, I'm not burdened. I'm gonna take those wands. I'm gonna put them over here. We won't forget about them. Anything that needs to be done will be done. And you just focus on you, and one step at a time. Just take one step at a time, and you'll step into your power, and you'll see the fruits of your labor. But you will also feel more peaceful during the process and realize that you don't have to push and you don't have to carry everything. Things will get done. Everything that needs to get done will get done. So I hope that was encouraging. I hope if that resonated, you feel a bit lighter now. And congratulations on the wonderful things that are coming your way and that are already in your life. And I hope that you really take that to heart. And that's all I have for you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you're interested in our tarot, human design, or hypnosis services, you can check out sunflowerphilosophy.com, link in the description. And no matter who you are and where you are when you're listening to this, I hope you're having a wonderful life. And I hope you have a wonderful life. And I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye. Hi, Group 4. If you selected this card, then you are in the right place. And this is your reading, which is going to be an encouraging message for you. Whatever you need to hear right now. It's just going to help you get through your day, maybe feel a little bit better, lighter if you need it, or just, you know, affirm things that you need to be affirmed. So I'm just going to start by reading the quote that's on the back of this, and then we'll get into the rest of your cards. So we have, revenge wouldn't drive her, but questions, yes, questions would. And this is from The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. We also have this song, Again, by Flyleaf. And it says, I love the way that your heart breaks with every injustice and deadly fate, praying it all will be new and living like it all depends on you. And I wasn't flipping I didn't flip these cards over right away in the other groups, but they're already flipped over in this one, so whatever. We'll trust that. We have the Empress card, and I'm going to read from the little booklet on that one as well, because I love the little, just like, succinct phrases that the Dungeons & Dragons deck uses in their booklet. So this says, realizing your capacity to express beauty and to nurture others from a place of power. Ooh, yes, okay. The message is coming together, guys. The message is coming together. Indriel is your angel card, and Indriel says, you are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. Interesting. Okay. As a note, I said this in other groups as well, but this deck uses like God and stuff, and is an angel deck, and I know for some people that might resonate and for some people that might not, but don't get, I would encourage you to not get too caught up in the semantics of the language, but more in the energy and the vibe, and like, this doesn't really pertain, at least in my eyes, to a specific like religious God, but more like a general concept of like the universe, the divine, spirit, the greater cosmos, that kind of thing, and like, if that makes sense. So, I mean, if you're here at a tarot reading, I assume that you have some openness to that concept, so, but, you can just take it how you will. I won't tell you how to think about it, but, anyway, with that out of the way, let's just talk about this. So this is is very clear. It's a lot of you are, you may consider yourself, or you may at times feel like a very sensitive person, like someone who takes on a lot of the weight of the world. Like you might feel a lot of the weight of the world on your shoulders at times. You may be very affected by what you see going on around you in the world right now. And it might be really painful for you at times. And for some of you, this might be more of a past energy, and you might be starting to step more into your power right now. And for some of you, you might just be having one of those days. You might just be feeling really down right now, and you need encouragement because you need reassurance that you are powerful and that you are capable, and in fact being called to shine your light, to be a light in this world, and to be a loving, powerful presence that brings beauty and light to the world from a place of power rather than a place of disempowerment. And so there's a few things. First of all, revenge wouldn't drive her, but questions, yes, questions would. So you're being encouraged to, especially if you feel called to, like if you're really just so done with feeling weighed down by the world, like if you're really at a point where you're like, I can't, like the way that I'm being impacted by the things that are going on around me right now, just like I can't sustain that, and I feel like I can't really act on, my empathy. I feel like I'm like, really drained, and maybe even really like I'm angry, but I'm tired of it. Like I'm tired of being angry, right? Because like sometimes like that can fuel you. Sometimes you can, but I think for some of you, you might need to be encouraged to like move from a place of like intense emotion into a place of steadiness and power. And that will allow you to act on the like beauty that you want to bring to the world. So like instead of being driven by revenge, by anger, by vengefulness at like the people around you that you see as the problem, or anything that's happening in the world that like just makes you so angry, like there's a time and place for that, and like you don't need to suppress your anger, or if that's what you're feeling, you don't need to deny it, or it's not a bad thing. But at the same time, I feel like what is meant to drive you in this world is more curiosity, like is a lightening of your mind space and of your energy from a place of vengefulness and anger to a place of curiosity, a place of questioning, well, okay, like this is happening, why, but like, why is this happening? What can we do about it? As opposed to, this is happening, I need to go in and like, with my sword and like, just like, just like, instead of a reactive place, more of a responsive place, a place of curiosity. So you can come in with a lighter energy, because I feel like a lot of you just have felt so weighed down in the past or right now by the world, and you don't need to have the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are serving a very important purpose by simply being in your power, right? So, okay. With the card that says you are a light worker, here's the thing, right? So if you're like familiar with the term light worker and like the community sort of around it, like I'm not even super versed in that. Like there's a lot of stuff about that I'm not aware of, but I've been around here in these kinds of circles long enough to like have an idea, and I've been to some workshops with people who are who talk about light work and things like that. My interpretation, because this is a reading that's coming through me, so it's going to come through my perspective, and so I'm trusting that whatever interpretations I'm getting are what I'm meant to say to you right now, even if it's not exactly like the understanding of, light work that other people have, or it's not like the popular opinion, or it's not whatever my understanding of it, like I'm trusting that that's the message that's meant to be said. So that's what I'm saying right now, is that to me, that means if you are a light worker, so to speak, if you're meant to sort of bring more light to the world, because there's maybe an imbalance right now of darkness and light, where there seems to be more darkness than there is light, part of your job then, if you are considering yourself a light worker, is that you are bringing light to darkness, right? So through darkness, you come into contact with it, you see it, you experience it, you feel it, whatever way that you have in your life, and you bring your light to it, right? So you're not meant to stay in those energies of darkness. You're not meant to let them inhabit you or weigh you down. But rather you're meant to transform them and to shed light on them and to bring them out into the light so that it can become something new, something beautiful, right? And so you, and these things, if this is resonating right with you right now, this might be something that you're actively working to do, and you're on the path of becoming empowered in your light work, so to speak, in your life in general. And so this is an encouragement that you can keep going. You're doing a great job and you're very powerful. Even if you don't feel that way though, even if you're not in that mindset right now, it's saying that you are on your way there. You are really powerful. You're a really incredible light already. And it's time for you to really see that and step more into your power, feel more empowered because you are so powerful. I mean, like, this is the Empress card, right? And the Empress card, she's like the ultimate like nurturer, mother archetype. But she also doesn't nurture from a place of depletion. She has more than enough. She knows her power. She feels her power, and she cultivates and maintains it. She knows how to take care of herself. She knows how to nurture herself first and then others. And she gives and nurtures from a place of empowerment rather than a place of disempowerment. And so you are this Empress, right? Like, you are this incredible source of power. And so a lot of you are really just being encouraged to recognize that, to step into that, to be that beauty and that light, and to trust that it's not about, this is actually similar to something that came through in one of the other groups, I think, but it's not about like suppressing your feelings. It's not about disowning pain or refusing to look at it, but it's more like the more that you can, okay, I want this to be clear. The more that you can process your own emotions and learn to set your own energetic boundaries, to take care of your own body, mind, spirit, to get connected with yourself, the more time that you can spend doing that and really, really like embodying like who you truly are and taking care of yourself first, the more natural that will become to you, so that you are always feeling taken care of by yourself because you just naturally take the steps you need to take to do that, and it becomes easier, and you move into a place of feeling supported by yourself and by the universe, and you feel more connected, so that you feel connected to your source of light always, right? And so it can't be depleted, but also if you ever start to feel depleted, you know what to do to refill yourself. You know how to take a step back. You trust yourself to do so. So when you're in that space more and more every day, you are more empowered to bring light to other people without taking on the darkness. Like, you don't need to take the darkness in. You bring the darkness to light, right? Like, you bring light to the darkness. There's a quote coming to mind, actually, that's not here, that says, there is freedom in the dark when someone... Basically, the gist is there's freedom in the dark when someone cares to illuminate it or someone brings light to it. It's from Black Sails. The exact quote is not fully forming in my mind, but the idea is like, you don't need to fear the dark. And in fact, yes, when you're coming at this work, at like being a light to the rest of the world, and if you're taking that on as your purpose, like you feel like you identify with this concept of like a light worker, you feel like you identify with wanting to shine your light to the world. You feel like you want to bring beauty to the world, and you want to help, like help people, and if you want to really do that, you don't need to fear the dark, right? And in fact, the more that you can step into your power and know your own power, the less you will fear the dark. And the more you'll know that no matter what, nothing can touch you or hurt you truly. And the more that you know that and feel that's true, the more empowered you'll feel to move towards the dark, to shine your light in the dark, to just not be like affected or impacted by it in the way that you used to. For a lot of you, where it felt heavy and it felt impossible to move, and at times it felt really scary and terrifying, and like you will be able to move towards it with confidence that like you are bigger than it, more powerful than it, and you're bringing light to it. And in fact, that there is freedom in entering the dark space and bringing that light to it, because once you bring light to the darkness, it's no longer there. Like, you free up that space. It becomes something new. It becomes something beautiful. So you are really, really being called to examine any like fears, any heaviness that you've been holding on to. It's time to let those go. It's time to really acknowledge, like, you are this empress. You are powerful, and you have already, you've already stepped into your purpose for a lot of you, and for some of you, even if you feel like you don't, you have, but you have to recognize it, and you have to really look at yourself as this empress, as this person who has more than enough to give. And you do so by cultivating that feeling within you, practicing it, practicing fearlessness, practicing taking care of yourself, giving to yourself, nurturing yourself in such a way that it just becomes part of your nature, because it is part of your nature, but you just have to remember it. This is kind of intense. Interesting. This is just, I'm just like saying the things that are just coming, and they're just coming out. So someone needs to hear this right now. I'm going to read from the angel booklet from Indriel to see what additional information we have here. Also, if any of you are like, I don't know what a light worker is and I don't identify with that, but like you relate to the feeling of just like feeling weighed down by the world and feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and that you really want to help people and make things better, and you have like experienced a lot of anger and grief and sadness around everything, and you just are feeling overwhelmed, like this still applies to you. You don't have to take the terminology on, like that doesn't have to be your identity or anything like that. Just since it came up, I feel like people here might resonate with that. So but yeah, it doesn't matter what the semantics are. If the energy vibes with you, if you feel like you understand this experience and this relates to you, you're like, yeah, this is for you. You have a lot to bring to this world, no matter how you identify yourself. You are a light. You are a wonderful being, and a very powerful being. And you're being called upon to be this empress, because you are. So let me read what Indriel has to say. Yes, you are a light worker. So for those of you who also are like, kind of like, I don't know what that is, but I'm like interested in that. Okay, like you can take that, run with it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just the messenger here. So as such, you have always had a burning desire to make the world a better place. Yes, like if this is you, yeah. It is a deep calling that is beyond time and space. You are often called into service during ordinary circumstances, such as when you're shopping for groceries and someone needs your help. Or I thought that was going to continue. Such as when you're shopping for groceries and someone needs your help. Right now, your life's mission is expanding so that you can reach even more people. This will require you to make some life changes that you will learn about through your inner guidance. So some of this might be around shifting your perspective on yourself and stepping more into your power and feeling more empowered and feeling less afraid of the dark and seeing it in a new way. Seeing dark and light in a new light. Like, yeah. In a less maybe dualistic way, even. You are deeply sensitive to others' emotions, and it is important for you to clear yourself regularly, especially after helping someone. You can call upon Archangel Michael, your other guardian angels, and me to clear you of toxins or cords that may have resulted from your helpful efforts. You are an earth angel, and we are happy to assist you in all ways. Just ask. Yeah, so I would say for a lot of you, just like take that at face. Like take that, if you already have like a connection with angels, like it's a reminder. But even if you don't, you can build that. You can listen. I would say for those of you who don't necessarily like connect with the more esoteric light worker kind of stuff, or you haven't like worked with angels and you're maybe still just kind of like, I don't know what my beliefs are around that, but you do feel this like sense of desperation and being weighed down by the world, and you're like curious to move in this direction and see if there's help here for you. It can't hurt to just ask. It can't hurt to try it out, right? It can't hurt to just like intend to connect with like an angel of highest love and light. And you can like, if you're afraid of like who you're connecting with, like you can specify that and really set that intention and practice, leaning into like the light and like, because you might need that reassurance right now that like whatever you're connecting with is light. I do feel like for a lot of you, shifting your perspective around the darkness as well and becoming less afraid of that and coming at that from a more lighthearted space will also be part of your journey and also help you feel more empowered, but you don't have to be in that space to start like asking for help, start trying new things. And like, yeah, like, especially if you've been really weighed down, you know, it's might as well, right? Might as well just try something new. Might as well step into something different that could potentially help you a lot. And I know from my personal experience, like, I don't love getting caught up in labels and things, and I don't always love, like, I can be resistant to like calling myself one thing or another. I will say that practices like connecting with angels, energy healings and clearings and things like that, which I used to be more resistant to or just like not really understand from a certain mindset, once I kind of just like was like, well, let me see what this is about, let me actually try it, and like once I opened myself up more to those kinds of things, it did help. Like it helps me. And I do things like my own kinds of visualizations and exercises to clear energy, and just even set the intention to do so, or even just like ask an entity, and I just kind of do it my own way. Like, you know, you can always look up someone else's practices. You can look up like light work or energy clearings and things like that and see what resonates with you and take what does, and you don't have to like get too caught up in the terminology. You can have your own experience with that and just make it your own thing. And it's just kind of like whatever helps you feel more empowered and whatever helps you, you know, be who you are and shine your light into the world, whatever that means to you. I mean, just do it, you know? If it helps you, just do it. You don't have to get too caught up in the semantics of it, right? Have the experience for yourself. So, yeah, lots of really powerful people. I mean, everyone's powerful in their own way, but like in this group, yeah, if you have been feeling very heavy, once again, like, you know, that's okay. That's not, you know, it's sometimes you just look around at the world and a lot of things really weigh on you. And sometimes learning to step into your power is a process, and it's not about, you know, it's not about suppressing your emotions or denying them or denying anything that's happening in the world, but it's about clearing your energy and learning to support yourself in a way where you feel like you can step into a place where you don't feel at the mercy of the world around you, but you feel like you are someone who can bring mercy to the world around you, and also just like goodness and beauty, you know? That makes a difference. It's important. So you are important. Thank you for being here. And I'll say that retroactively for all the groups, even though I didn't necessarily say that exactly at the end of each reading. I mean that for everyone who's listened to this reading. And I'm going to close it out before I just never stop talking. Because it's time. So I hope this resonated. I hope this was helpful. Never stop shining your light. You're really powerful. Don't forget it. No darkness has anything on you. Let me just say that, okay? So, yeah. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you are... if you feel called to. I'd love to hear how this resonated. Also, if you're interested, we have tarot, human design, and hypnosis services offered on our site, sunflowerphilosophy.com, link in the description. And no matter who you are, where you are, when you're listening to this, I hope you have a wonderful life, and I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye!